Welcome back. On Monday, April 1st, the Florida Supreme Court said the state privacy provision of the state constitution does not protect a woman's right to have an abortion. Because of that ruling, the state's 6-week abortion ban will kick into effect on May 1st. But the court also agreed to allow a constitutional amendment protecting abortion in Florida to be on the ballot in November. After the ruling, I spoke to Democratic State Senator Lauren Book about what it all means.
Look, I think these were huge decisions. We were expecting the ballot decision to come down. I think a little surprised that they also coupled that with the 15-week ban. And I want to break it down for your viewers, Jim. What this means, there are two things. One, that come November, abortion is going to be on the ballot, and people will be able to decide what is the fate of women and freedom, really medical freedom in our state. But I think that people have lost sight in some of the stuff that has come down since Monday. We've gotten a lot of calls into our office. People are confused. So right now, we still live in a 15-week ban state. You have 30 days. So at the end of the month, the 6-week ban will kick into effect. And so I want all of your viewers who may have appointments or be afraid or finding out right now that they're pregnant and they're a certain point in their pregnancy, keep your appointments. Call your medical providers. We have a lot of confusion out there because they don't know what this means. But come May 1st, we will live in a state where we will have basically an all-out ban on abortion. And that is scary. That's scary for women. So the landscape is one where we've got an immediate ban coming at the end of the month, but really looking forward to November to fight to make sure that people show up and support the initiative, Amendment 4, voting yes, to make sure that people have reproductive freedom and reproductive health care rights in our state.
You know, I almost respect the court for what it did. They took away the rights of women, but at the same time said, okay, if you don't like it, vote for it and get it back in the Constitution.
I think you're 100% correct. Those things didn't have to happen at the same time. But I do think that we are living in a landscape where we were reading the tea leaves and sort of knew where they were going on the 15-week ban and felt confident really about the oral arguments related to Amendment 4. And to your point, Jim, and we've talked about this at length, people are now going to see a very real reality in our state about what will happen in an all-out ban when it comes to women's reproductive health care. It's not hyperbole. We've seen the stories of women who are being sent to their car to develop sepsis-like symptoms so that they can get appropriate health care, so that they can terminate a pregnancy once they're past 15 weeks. That will happen more and more frequently. And again, I think people want to make this partisan, and it's not. As we were collecting petitions throughout the off time and over the summer, we were going into Republican areas of the state. We were talking to independents. This is an issue that cuts across politics. Well, it's a highly political issue. Let's not make no mistake about it. People across the board support this initiative. We know that to be true. We're going to work to make sure that 60+1% come out. But I do think that while this is a very scary time for women in our state, a horrifically scary time, that lays in stark contrast to why people need to show up in November to protect those rights. And at the same time, I find it very interesting that 2 of those justices will be on the ballot for retention. Those who were supportive of the 15-week ban, which is going to move the 6-week ban into place. So I think that these are very interesting things that will come before the voters.
The next 7 months will define Florida for a very long time.